Can you imagine living on only $2 a day? Close your eyes and think of all of the things that you spent money on today. I'd be really surprised if what you spent money on was less than $2. When I think of someone in poverty, typically we'll think of someone homeless on the side of the road or someone in a third world country that's starving. But in reality, there are a lot of people in the United States and all over the country that are in poverty. So today I'm going to answer 3 questions that a lot of people have. What is poverty? How many people in the United States are in poverty? And how can you help them? Poverty can be defined in 2 ways, absolute poverty and relative poverty. Absolute poverty, according to the United States Census Bureau, is a family with an income less than $24,000 a year, or a single person with only $11,000. Relative poverty is when a person is poor compared to those around them, but they have an income greater than $24,000 or $11,000. So that brings me to my second point. How many people in the United States are in poverty? According to Mark Gongoff with the Huffington Post, you can see that it continues to rise and fall as the years go on. In 1983, it was as high as 15.2%, and in 2000, it got all the way down to 11% poverty. Then in 2013, it climbed all the way back up to 14.5%. Recently, I read a book called $2 a Day by Luke Schaefer and Catherine Eden, and in that book it says that there are 1.5 million people in the United States that fall under the category of poverty. So that brings me to my third point. How can you help them? A lot of times when we think of how we can help people in poverty, we think of feeding them a meal, giving them money on the side of the road, or donating our clothes at Goodwill. But I think these are all short-term ways that we can help these people, and I'd like to suggest that we think more long-term and we go out and teach people the skills that they need to provide for themselves. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of guidance from one of us to help those people get to where they want to be. So to summarize, poverty can be defined as relative poverty and absolute poverty. There are about 1.5 million people in the United States in poverty, and you can help by long-term giving them the skills that they need to provide for themselves. I'd like to end with a quote by Anne Ritchie. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Thank you.